In every corner of the world, the art of blending spices has been passed down for generations. It's a tradition of the senses, a balance of heat, sweetness, bitterness, and earthiness that brings everything together. Think of your favorite curry, the aroma of freshly grilled suya, or the warmth of a comforting chai. These spice blends are not just ingredients, they are stories, memories, and cultures, all packed into one jar. But what if you could create these blends yourself, right from your starter spice kit? Welcome back to Herbs and Spices. In the last episode, we talked about building your starter spice kit on a budget. Today, we're taking it to the next level, customizing your very own spice blends. Whether you're making curry, suya, or chai, creating your blends from scratch is one of the most rewarding things you can do in the kitchen. No fancy store-bought jars or prepackaged mixes here. This is about connecting to the flavors of your heritage and learning to balance spices like a seasoned cook. And the best part? You only need your basic starter spice kit, the one we built in episode 2, to create hundreds of personalized, unique blends. Ready? Let's start mixing. The art of blending spices is not new. Ancient cultures have been experimenting with mixing flavors for thousands of years, creating the foundations of the dishes we love today. From the heat of chili in Mexico to the earthy cumin in India, blending spices has always been about balance. But what exactly makes a good blend? Balance. A great spice blend should have a combination of 1. Heat, like chili or black pepper. 2. Sweetness, like cinnamon or cardamom. 3. Earthiness, like cumin or turmeric. 4. Aromatic notes, like cloves, coriander, or thyme. Think about it, every great recipe is a perfect balance of flavors. And your spice blend is no different. Let's take a quick dive into suya, a beloved Nigerian street food. When I first started cooking suya at home, I realized how important it was to balance the heat of the pepper with the earthiness of ginger and coriander. I also wanted a hint of sweetness, which led me to add a bit of cinnamon and cloves, creating the perfect homemade suya blend. Creating your own blends isn't just about throwing random spices together. It's about knowing how each spice interacts with others. Some spices work harmoniously, while others contrast each other to create depth. Let's start with curry, one of the most beloved and versatile spice blends in the world. Indian curry alone has hundreds of regional variations, each blend a reflection of the flavors of its home region. But the base spices that make up every curry blend are usually quite similar. Here's how to create your own homemade curry powder with your starter spice kit. 1. The base, ground cumin and coriander. These are your earthy, grounding spices. They form the backbone of any curry blend. Start with 2 parts cumin and 1 part coriander. These two provide warmth, depth, and a rich base flavor. 2. The heat, turmeric and black pepper. Next, add turmeric for its earthy, slightly bitter flavor, which balances out the warm, sweet spices. Black pepper adds heat, but it also helps your body absorb the curcumin and turmeric more effectively. Add 1 part turmeric and 1/2 part black pepper. 3. The sweetness, cinnamon and cardamom. To balance the heat and earthy flavors, add a pinch of cinnamon and cardamom. These add sweetness and aromatic warmth. Cinnamon's slightly sweet and spicy notes are complemented by the freshness of cardamom. 4. The aromatics, cloves, fennel, and mustard seeds. For more complex flavors, add a few whole cloves and mustard seeds. Mustard seeds add a mild tang, while cloves deepen the blend with their bold, pungent flavor. Once you've mixed your spices together, you've got your very own homemade curry blend. Feel free to adjust the amounts to suit your taste. I remember making curry for the first time with a store-bought blend. It was fine, but when I started creating my own blend from scratch, the flavors felt more alive. My curry was no longer just a dish, it became a story of spices. Now, let's switch gears and dive into a Nigerian classic, suya. This is one of my favorite blends because it's bold, spicy, and smoky, and it'll instantly transport you to a street corner in Lagos where the smell of sizzling suya fills the air. The key to suya is balance. You want heat, but you also need a bit of sweetness, aromatic depth, and a final smoky finish. Here's how I do it. 1. Base, ground peanuts and paprika. To begin, you need ground peanuts, peanut powder, as the base of your suya spice mix. This gives it that smooth texture and slightly sweet flavor. Mix this with paprika, which will give your blend that smoky heat. Start with a 2-to-1 ratio of peanuts to paprika. 2. Heat, chili powder and ground pepper. Next, for heat, add chili powder and ground black pepper. Adjust based on your preference for spice. 1 part chili powder and 1/2 part black pepper should work well. 3. Aromatics, garlic, ginger, and onion powder. Suya isn't just about heat. Garlic powder, ginger powder, and onion powder give it the necessary depth. These ingredients help balance the heat and provide complexity to the flavor. 4. The sweetness, cinnamon and cloves. Cinnamon gives suya its sweet undertones, while cloves add a warm, spicy kick that deepens the overall flavor. 5. The secret touch, ground ginger and bouillon. I add a pinch of ground ginger for extra warmth and depth, and a small cube of chicken bouillon for umami richness. Once your suya spice blend is ready, you can rub it on meat, tofu, or even roasted veggies. Let it sit for about 30 minutes before grilling, and you'll have that delicious street-style suya right in your kitchen. The first time I made suya at home, I was blown away. The balance of spices was perfect, and my kitchen smelled like a street food haven. The homemade suya blend took it to another level, making each bite richer and more personal than any store-bought spice could achieve. Last but not least, let's talk about chai, a favorite Indian tea blend that has become a global sensation. Chai is more than just a drink, it's an experience. The warmth of spices blending with black tea and milk creates a symphony of flavors that are both comforting and energizing. Here's how to create a homemade chai spice blend from your starter kit. 1. Base, cinnamon and cardamom. Start with 2 parts cinnamon and 1 part cardamom. These are the signature flavors in chai. They give it the warmth, sweetness, and the zing that makes chai so special. 2. Heat, ginger and black pepper. Add ground ginger, 1 part, and black pepper, 1/4 part. Ginger is the backbone of chai, giving it that spicy warmth, while black pepper adds a subtle, sharp heat that's perfect in the background. 3. Aromatics, cloves and fennel. For depth and complexity, add cloves, 1/4 part, and fennel seeds, 1 part. The fennel adds a slight licorice note, and the cloves give it that earthy, rich flavor that lingers. 4. Sweetness, nutmeg. Finally, add a pinch of nutmeg for a touch of sweetness and fragrance. Once your chai blend is mixed, steep it in hot water, add your milk or plant-based alternative, and sweeten to taste. You'll have the most comforting cup of chai at home, perfect for rainy days or cozy evenings. Spices are a journey, not a destination. And creating your own spice blends, whether for curry, suya, or chai, is one of the most rewarding parts of cooking. You're not just following a recipe, you're crafting something that's uniquely yours, a story captured in every spoonful. So, what blend will you create next? Will you try your hand at a smoky barbecue rub, a warming apple pie spice mix, or a zesty herb blend for roasted veggies? The possibilities are endless. If you loved this episode, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more spice adventures. Comment below, what's your go-to spice blend? Join me next time as we uncover more herbs, spices, and culinary secrets from around the world. Next episode, how to use spices for health and wellness, creating blends for digestion, immunity, and stress relief.